Hello everyone, it's Cacti Man. So today's another sunny day here in California. We don't have many of them anymore, so it's a good thing that it is. But this past winter, it's been a pretty crazy one here in California. It's been rainy, really cold, colder than usual, and windy, so my dragon fruit have taken quite a beating. Well, some of them, like this one right here in particular, Condor. Which brings me to the point of today's video. So basically some tips that I want to give you on what varieties to keep for your area and what varieties to maybe not to keep, like this. So as you can see here, Condor isn't looking too hot after this winter. Before winter it was nice and green and plump, but now you can see there's a lot of fungus damage, and it's easy to think that it's the gardener's fault or it's neglect. But if you can see here, on the same exact trellis, Cosmic Charlie is doing pretty good. A little bit of damage, but it's been a really crazy winter. And Asunta 3 is also doing pretty good, nice and green, and it's putting on new growth. So you gotta take stuff like this into account. Here's another Asunta 3 doing pretty good. Asunta 3. So you gotta take basically stuff like this, these clues, into account on whether this plant right here likes it here or not. So this tells me that maybe Condor isn't suited to the environment. Maybe Condor doesn't really appreciate the cold and damp winters as much as the others do, or it can't handle it as well. So when I'm culling or introducing new species, I might think about this one to get rid of. Maybe it's not worth my while taking care of it, because it's definitely possible. If you can take care of whatever species of dragon fruit that you want, if you're willing to dedicate the time and effort into growing and taking care of the dragon fruit, because this dragon fruit Condor is going to need some extra special care during the winter in order for it to survive and thrive. So I'm not sure if I want to do that, because I had a lot more branches, but I lost them all in the winter. So I'm not sure if I would have continued growing Condor. Maybe I would remove it and replace it with something else more hardy, like this mystery Home Depot cutting that I got. I do have this rust, but this is from ages ago when I had a bad soil blend. But yeah, this one's doing really well. Really well. This is from wind, so ignore that. But yeah, it's doing really well. So I definitely want to introduce something like this. Or maybe this white dragon fruit right here, which has almost virtually no blemishes and has survived the winter almost unscathed. This stuff I want in my garden for sure. But maybe you're thinking that you want a rare, more tasty variety like Guatemala, and by all means go ahead. But I'm warning you that it's going to take more effort and more time and more precautions to keep this plant healthy. So if that's not something you want to do, but you want to still grow dragon fruit, then consider other varieties that are known for being hardy during the cold. Like Guatemalensis species, like Condor, and even Cosmic Charlie are not really known well for doing good in high humidity, cold, damp places. But Voodoo Child right here does, actually. It does really well. And it's pretty hardy, just like Vietnam White. So if you're in an area that gets a lot of cold, you might want to consider those varieties. And you might want to consider situations before pulling the trigger on any species that you might want. And along with that, you might want to consider other stuff too, like your type of wood for your trellis, or your type of trellis, and the type of soil you put. Like for instance, I amended my soil. I used my soil based on my climate, right? It does not rain here much at all. So the rain that we got this season is insane. I think this is a worm. But yeah, so I was not prepared at all. And this soil is not prepared for that amount of rain. It's designed actually to hold in moisture, because we don't get that much rain. We don't water that much, So in the future, if I have time, I might replace this soil with a well-draining soil, a really, really well-draining soil, to handle all the rainstorms that we've been getting. And as a trade-off, I'll just have to water my plant more. So that's also something to consider. You got to consider your climate, your area, and your habits. If you're a lazy person who lives in a cold place and doesn't want to put much effort into your dragon fruit, then maybe you don't want to grow Condor. You don't want to grow varieties, special varieties that take a lot of care. So always consider that, or else, to be prepared and to be most happy is growing dragon fruit, because it sucks losing motivations for hobbies you used to like, because things changed. So consider that, and just always consider what'll make you happy. But yeah, hopefully that was some good advice, and you guys find some varieties that are good for you. Oh look, I think I got maybe my first flower bud right there this season. Probably not, but we'll see. But yeah, guys, happy growing. Maybe in a future video I'll start listing varieties that are hardy and their special and their qualities, so you guys can have better tips for what to pick out. But yeah, guys, happy growing. Let's see some fruit this summer. Bye.